Imagine standing on the banks of the Bosphorus, the ancient waterway that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. The past whispers through the waves, reminding us of the glories and downfalls of those who once ruled. Today, we dive into the story of one such ruler, Suleiman the Magnificent, a man who dreamt of an empire stretching to the farthest horizon. But where do those dreams stand today? Let's unravel the legacy of Suleiman and his ambition. Suleiman the Magnificent, the 10th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, stood on the shores of the Bosphorus, pondering his legacy. His mind was filled with the echoes of history, reminiscent of the great Roman emperors, the lawgivers, and the conquerors who once walked these lands. Suleiman saw himself in their shadows, yet questioned, "Will my empire be reduced to mere stories and monuments?" In the year 1520, the world as Suleiman knew it was about to change. At just 25, he received news of his father Selim the Stern's death. Selim, a formidable ruler known for his ruthlessness and ambition, had expanded the empire's borders like no other. Pressure now lay heavily on Suleiman's shoulders as he prepared to ascend the throne. He called upon his trusted friend Ibrahim, a man who had been with him since childhood. Together, they embarked on a journey to Istanbul, riding hard for 8 days, planning the future of the empire as they went. Suleiman's mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, balancing the need for continuity with the desire for change. Suleiman confided in Ibrahim, "I dream of an empire that honors its past while forging a new path. We will build upon the legacy of our forefathers, but we must also adapt to the changing world." On arrival, Suleiman was quickly ushered to the tomb of Ayyub, where he was symbolically bound to the Prophet Muhammad and Osman, the founder of the Ottoman dynasty, by the golden sword of Osman. With this act, he was officially declared Sultan. The next day, he paid homage to his father's legacy by ordering the construction of a mosque around his father's grave. Suleiman's initial acts as Sultan, carefully crafted to display both benevolence and strength. He generously rewarded the janissaries and other officials, lifted a ban on Iranian goods, and showed leniency to those wrongfully imprisoned by his father. Yet he also ensured his authority was unquestioned, sanctioning a few strategic executions to maintain order and instill respect. Suleiman's reign faced immediate challenges. A revolt in Syria, incited by its governor, threatened his new rule. Seizing this opportunity to prove his might, Suleiman marched his armies south, quelling the rebellion with overwhelming force. This decisive action cemented his reputation as a formidable leader, both feared and respected. But Suleiman's ambitions extended beyond mere suppression of revolts. He dreamt of expanding the empire north into Europe. His strategic focus was on 2 key targets, Belgrade and Rhodes. Belgrade, a fortress of immense significance, symbolized both a gateway to Europe and a lingering national shame from a past Ottoman defeat. Rhodes, on the other hand, was a thorn in the empire's side, controlled by the Knights of St. John, disrupting Ottoman maritime dominance. The audacious Hungarian prince's execution of the Ottoman envoy in 1521 provided Suleiman with a pretext for war. Furious and determined, Suleiman mobilized his forces, declaring war on Hungary. The empire's horsetail banners were raised as Suleiman's wrath was unleashed. He was no longer just a benevolent ruler, but also a fierce warrior defending his empire's honor. Suleiman's character was a complex blend of his father's sternness and his visionary ideals. He was deeply influenced by his close relationship with Ibrahim, who was not only his friend, but also a key advisor. This bond was rare and significant, considering Ibrahim's origins as a Christian slave. Together, they envisioned an empire that balanced power with justice and strength with wisdom. Suleiman's early military campaigns were marked by strategic brilliance and ruthless efficiency. In 1521, he laid siege to Belgrade. The fortress city was heavily fortified, and its capture would be a daunting task. However, Suleiman's meticulous planning and overwhelming force led to a decisive victory. Belgrade fell, opening the gates of Eastern Europe to the Ottoman expansion. This triumph was not just a military success, but also a powerful statement to Europe. The Ottoman Empire was an unstoppable force. The fall of Belgrade was followed by another significant campaign, the Siege of Rhodes in 1522. The island of Rhodes had long been a strategic thorn in the side of the Ottomans. Controlled by the Knights of St. John, It served as a base for Christian corsairs who disrupted Ottoman maritime trade. Suleiman knew that capturing Rhodes was essential for securing the eastern Mediterranean and ensuring the safety of his empire's sea routes. The siege of Rhodes was a monumental effort involving massive naval and land forces. The Knights of St. John were formidable defenders, and the siege stretched on for months. But Suleiman's resolve was unyielding. He personally oversaw the siege, ensuring that no detail was overlooked. The relentless Ottoman assault eventually forced the knights to surrender. Rhodes fell, and with it, the Ottoman Empire solidified its control over the eastern Mediterranean. Suleiman's military conquests were complemented by significant domestic reforms. His reign is often celebrated for its contributions to the legal and administrative framework of the empire. Known as Anuni, or the lawgiver, Suleiman introduced a series of laws that streamlined governance and ensured justice. These reforms covered various aspects, from criminal law to taxation, and were aimed at creating a more efficient and fair system. Suleiman's legal reforms were deeply influenced by Islamic principles, yet they also demonstrated a pragmatic approach to governance. He understood the importance of maintaining social harmony and economic stability. His policies promoted agricultural development, trade, and infrastructure projects, such as the construction of bridges, roads, and mosques. These efforts not only strengthened the empire, but also left a lasting legacy of prosperity and cultural achievements. Central to Suleiman's success was his relationship with Ibrahim. Appointed as Grand Vizier, Ibrahim played a crucial role in the administration of the empire. His wisdom and loyalty were invaluable to Suleiman. Together, they navigated the complexities of court politics, foreign diplomacy, and military strategy. Their partnership was a testament to the power of trust and collaboration in leadership. However, this partnership was not without its challenges. As Suleiman's power grew, so did the influence of his court. Factions emerged, each vying for the Sultan's favor. Despite his trust in Ibrahim, Suleiman had to constantly balance the competing interests within his court. This delicate act of governance required both shrewdness and decisiveness. Suleiman's foreign policy was marked by a combination of military might and diplomatic acumen. He forged alliances with France against their common rival, the Habsburg. This alliance was unconventional, bridging the Christian and Muslim worlds, but it was mutually beneficial. It demonstrated Suleiman's ability to think beyond traditional enmities and leverage diplomacy to achieve strategic goals. His relationship with European powers was complex. While he engaged in warfare with the Habsburgs and other European states, he also maintained diplomatic channels. Ambassadors from various European courts were received with grandeur in Istanbul, reflecting the empire's status as a major global power. Suleiman's court became a hub of international diplomacy, where political and cultural exchanges flourished. Suleiman's reign was also a golden age of culture and art. Under his patronage, the Ottoman Empire saw a flourishing of architecture, literature, and the arts. The construction of the Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul, an architectural marvel designed by the renowned architect Mimar Sinan, stands as a testament to this era of cultural renaissance. The mosque, with its grandeur and elegance, symbolizes the zenith of the Ottoman architectural achievement. Literature and poetry also thrived under Suleiman's patronage. He was a poet himself, writing under the pen name Muhibi. His poetry explored themes of love, justice, and devotion, reflecting his multifaceted personality. The cultural vibrancy of his reign extended to music, calligraphy, and the decorative arts, creating a rich tapestry of Ottoman heritage. Despite these achievements, Suleiman's reign was not without its challenges. The latter part of his rule was marked by personal and political turmoil. The execution of Ibrahim, his trusted friend and advisor, was a significant turning point. Ibrahim Pasha had risen from humble beginnings to become one of the most powerful men in the empire, second only to Suleiman himself. Their friendship was legendary, but so was the envy and resentment it stirred among the court. Whispers of Ibrahim's ambitions and accusations of disloyalty eventually reached Suleiman's ears. In 1536, in a swift and shocking decision, Suleiman ordered Ibrahim's execution. The loss was a personal blow to Suleiman and marked the beginning of a series of tragedies that would cast a shadow over his later years. The death of Ibrahim was followed by more heartache. Suleiman's beloved wife, Hurrem Sultan, known in the West as Roxolana, played a significant role in palace politics. Her influence was profound, but it also brought about intense rivalries and conspiracies within the harem and the court. Hurrem's ambitions led to the downfall of another key figure in Suleiman's life, his son, Mustafa. Mustafa was a popular and capable leader, well-liked by the army and seen as the natural heir to the throne. However, Hurrem, fearing for her own son's futures, conspired against Mustafa. She painted him as a traitor in Suleiman's eyes. In 1553, during a military campaign in Persia, Suleiman summoned Mustafa to his tent. It was a trap. Mustafa walked into his father's tent, only to be strangled by Suleiman's guards. The execution of Mustafa was a devastating blow to Suleiman, one that he would regret for the rest of his life. The later years of Suleiman's reign saw the empire facing new challenges. The long and costly wars in Europe and the Middle East drained the empire's resources. Internal strife and corruption began to creep into the administration. Yet, despite these trials, Suleiman continued to rule with a firm hand. His legal reforms, known as the Qanun, left a lasting legacy, providing a structured legal system that would endure long after his death. Suleiman's reign was a blend of glory and tragedy, triumphs, and deep personal losses. His vision and leadership transformed the Ottoman Empire, leaving an indelible mark on history. And so, the story of Suleiman the Magnificent reminds us that even the greatest rulers are not immune to the trials of life. Their legacies are shaped not only by their victories, but also by their struggles and the personal costs of their decisions. Join us next time as we delve into another chapter of history, exploring the lives and legacies of those who shaped our world. Until then, stay curious and keep discovering.